All right, we were talking about the race committee decisions for today. Today was a tough day out there. Tell me about what went through your mind as PRO.
You know, we got out there this morning, breezes northeast. That's an unstable direction here. It's going to be definitionally it was going to be a bad day at the office. We had pressure issues, we had big switches. We tried to start a race, blew it off right before the start, reset, got a race off, then the wind went down.
Is this going on like national news or something?
Yeah.
International, motherfucker.
Yeah. You need to cut that out, obviously.
No, we don't cut.
But we ended up having a very, very Lake St. Clair kind of race. There was holes, pressure comes in, comes out, pressure, we had current, and the guy, Wally Cross, growing up on Lake St. Clair, did a great job getting his boat around the course with Eric Weinsman.
Sure.
Unfortunately, we couldn't get a second race off today, just not enough pressure. So that was a sad end to a great regatta.
Well, I think for the most part people were happy. Obviously, the people that were winning yesterday that didn't win today are not happy, but that's how it goes. So let's switch gears for a second, Mr. Commodore.
To pretzels. We're going to switch to pretzels.
No, pretzels are one thing.
I like pretzels.
Pretzels are good. What am I looking here?
You are looking at the Canada's Cup.
This is the Canada's Cup, 100 plus years old.
Emblematic of match racing superiority in the Great Lakes.
Right, now, we were obviously there for Bobby Hughes' successful challenge and winning of the Canada's Cup, taking it away from the Canadians. USA! And yet, we're now languishing. What's going on? When is the next Canada's Cup coming? Is there going to be a next Canada's Cup?
At this point, we don't know. Royal Canadian Yacht Club is the challenger of record.
They have the right based on your last challenge.
Correct.
Right.
They have declined to put forward a challenge to this point.
Will anyone step up?
At this point, no one has contacted RCYC or ourselves asking to become a challenger. That would need to be a Canadian club, and no Canadian club to this point has made a proposal
now,
about anything.
Is it locked into the far 40s? Does it have to be a far 40 challenge?
My belief is that at this point we're open to other suggestions. But again, it is the prerogative of the Royal Canadian Yacht Club, who owns this trophy, to ultimately determine the terms and conditions of
do you
the
think
challenge.
the RCYC, do you think they have is there a motivation for them to foster this cup even if they can't challenge?
My limited dealings with them, we have a Commodore Dave Sly here who is in regular contact with our corresponding...
A Commodore and attorney.
At RCYC.
Fair enough.
We don't see any intent to not foster competition for the cup from them. It literally sits at a nexus of economic challenges.
Sure.
They were economically challenged before the recession with some issues in their club. It didn't improve.
Right.
So we talked to them. I think they recognize the intrinsic value of this franchise and would be open to discussions about anything that would fit the history of the cup and put it back in play.
I mean, is there an ideal situation for the future of the cup? Now, this is a big deal. I mean, this cup is almost as old as the America's Cup. This cup has been the thing that great Lakers have shot for their whole lives.
Understood. I grew up in Detroit, and if you had told me that I would be Commodore of a club holding the Canada's Cup, I would have bet you long money that would never happen in my lifetime. So that having been said, I think people of goodwill discussing together how we get this franchise back on the map would be a good thing. We're open. I believe they are open, but somebody's got to make the first move.
Someone has to step up.
Yeah.
Well, in the interest of what we've seen as a phenomenal competition, someone's got to step up. I mean, there must be a club in Canada that will step up.
That's the key issue.
It's just a FAR 40. It's not a TP52. It's not a Santa Cruz 70. It's a FAR 40.
Oh, it's something else.
It's 9 people
Correct.
and a boat.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And frankly, the RCYC spent a lot of time dodging the last time around. And they spent a lot of time avoiding it until they were called to task.
That is, in fact, your characterization, not mine.
All right, fair enough. Fix it. Tell me the truth then.
You need to talk, quite frankly, with Commodore Sly, but our friends at RCYC,
And we love them.
are responsible stewards of the Cup. We need somebody to say, hey, let's go sailing.
So that's the story. Royal Canadian Yacht Club, step up. You have a lot of wonderful
Canadian
members.
Looney is strong.
You know what? Look, they have a lot of money. They have a lot of great members. Step up, challenge for the Cup. It's the Great Lakes, and it's fun, and it's really something that needs to be done. It doesn't have to be at the level of winning a FAR 40 Worlds. That's not what it's about, right?
Well, I was
Amen, brother.
I was encouraged by the fact that Defender is sailing in the FAR 40 North Americans or North Americans in Chicago.
Yeah.
At least they're out sailing the boat. Hey, I'm not. It is a huge commitment to do a Canada's Cup
Absolutely.
Challenge. Bob has done 2 of them.
Well, 2.5, really.
Yeah, so it's a tough deal.
It is.
So our friends in Canada have a great franchise. I'm sure they would appreciate some suggestions about how to move it ahead.
Well, I know that we would appreciate some guidance, somebody pushing for the Cup in Canada.
Well, here on our side, we got close 2 years ago. We made clear that the defense team would be, if successfully defending, would take the Cup home. It is truly, from our standpoint, an American defense. So we were in conversations with Chicago, with Detroit, and quite frankly with Cleveland about running a Defender series here. So we're open to helping the franchise.
Now, if RCYC or let's say Hamilton or any other Sarnia or any other Great Lakes club will step up and defend and challenge from Canada, will the U.S. side run a Defenders Cup?
Yeah.
You will.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That's a commitment. We love it, and there are some great racers, and there are some FAR 40s lying around, and you know.
And quite frankly, the question of FAR 40s is open.
It's even open.
But again, terms of the Cup are determined by RCYC.
Right, sure
Let
enough.
me be very clear.
Well, look, we said this 3 years ago when the Canada's Cup happened. 2.5 years ago, we
It's a
said
great event.
We said that it is time for this to become a perennial cup for Great Lakes supremacy. There are phenomenal great match races on the lakes now. You've got the Chicago Cup match racing center.
Windy City match
You've got
race.
Waukegan. You've got Bayview. You have 3 big clubs putting an effort into match racing, and any one of them could challenge for this supremacy. But Canada's got to step up, right?
That's the way it works, because that is part of the history of the Cup.
Right. Roger, fair enough.
Thanks,
you.
Alan.
Thank you for your help, brother. It's good to meet you. And
Welcome to our club.
well, thank you. It's a great club. Macatawa Bay Yacht Club, MBYC.org, isn't it?
Yeah. .com.
.com. And there's the cup. And we want to see a Canada's Cup happen again in the next year. Canada, step up!